Right now it's 3:30. By 4 o'clock, someone will be dead in the result of a drunk driving accident. Every 90 seconds, someone is seriously injured from drunk driving. Over 17,000 people die a year from drunk driving accidents. And from all the serious car accidents, 40% of them are a result of drunk driving. This is according to Fillmore, Blackburn, and Harrison of AIH Public Access. The reason I'm talking to you today is to inform you about how we can reduce drunk driving. I want to tell you everything you should know about it, from the legal aspects, the history. If someone would have told me this 10 years ago, maybe I could have sat down with my 17-year-old cousin 9 years ago and told her about it, and she wouldn't have died in a one-car accident from drunk driving. With the holidays approaching, we're going to hear about alcohol checkpoints that are coming up, or we're going to hear about drunk driving accidents that took lives. By listening to me today, if you can just prevent one person from not driving, you could save a life. Today I will talk to you about the legal issues in drunk driving, then about MIdterm, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and the statistics of drunk driving and how we can reduce drunk driving. Checkpoints is usually a team of police officers that stop every other car, and they're looking for signs of intoxication. They may have you walk a straight line, or take a breathalyzer, or draw blood. Some people feel like it violates their Fourth Amendment. Every single injury in drunk driving is preventable. Don't drink and drive with someone that's had too much to drink. Be the designated driver. There is a myth that goes around saying that coffee and cold showers sober you up. That's not true. The only thing that sobers you up is time. Many bars provide free non-alcoholic beverages to designated drivers. By being a sober driver, you can avoid jail time, fees, and prevent senseless injuries. And it is cost effective. So if you see a drunk driver, call it in right away. Young drivers are risk takers. They're more impulsive. They're in their 20s. They're more likely to get a drunk driving. This is according to Fillmore, Blackburn, and Harrison of AIH Access. The person that does drink and drive, the average person will drive about 80 times before the first time they're legally caught. Drunk driving penalties are the least strict in the U.S. Drunk driving goes back as early decades of the 20th century. Breath and blood samples go back from the 1930s. A lot of those drunk driving accidents were not reported back then. A blood alcohol greater than 0.08 is 4 drinks an hour, which consists of a glass of wine, which is 5 ounces, 12 ounces of beer, or a shot of hard alcohol. MAD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving, started in 1982 by Candace Leitner. Her daughter died then, who was 13, as a result of a drunk driving accident. They had a major role play for the Congress to pass the drinking age to 21. Candace Leitner paired up with President Reagan and led passage for federal legislation for Congress to pass a federal highway bill funding to states only if they enforce their anti-drinking age to 21, from 18 to 21. And if they did not participate, that state did not get the highway funds. Since MAD has started, they have reduced a third of the deaths in drunk driving. There are MAD chapters as far as Japan and Australia. Currently, Leitner is not a member of them anymore. Some people feel that MAD is not as focused as what they used to be on repeat offenders, and they're focusing more on beverage tax. MAD says it supports to lower the legal blood content level to 0.08. This is according to Mothers Against Drunk Driving Issue and Controversies Info Database. As we look back what was said and talked about, I just want you to review some of my important issues. By knowing some of this information, I believe that we could stop a drunk driver and some unwanted deaths and injuries. So hearing about MAD has been such a great advocate for drunk driving. So please, let's try to save a life. Be a designated driver. Please share what you've learned with other people. That could save a life as well. So if you see someone getting in their car that's had too much to drink, call them a cab and then share some of the info that you learned today. If we looked out and came together, we could enjoy each other's company a lot longer.